Picture this: a veteran named John, shoulders tight with tension, unable to sit still even in a quiet room. His doctor watches as his body flinches at innocuous noises like a door slam or a flash of light. John's mind races, but it's his body that's screaming the loudest. That's the kicker. Trauma isn't just in your head. It's etched deep into your muscles, your heartbeat, even your breath. What if the key to healing isn't just talking, but rewiring the body itself? Stick around, because this changes everything about how we understand trauma and recovery. Trauma's not a dusty memory. It's a live wire tangled in nerves and muscles, disrupting life in ways words can't reach. Let's zoom into how trauma rewires the body, and why that's a game changer. John, a Vietnam vet, struggles with sudden panic attacks triggered by banging doors. His therapist notices John's body tightening before he can even name the feeling. It's like his muscles have a memory far older than his conscious mind. This disconnect between body and mind leaves John isolated, stuck in a loop where his reactions are faster than his understanding. But why would the body take such control, and how do we begin to untangle it? Van der Kolk compares trauma's effect on the brain to a GPS that's been hacked. Instead of mapping safe routes, trauma rewires the brain's safe zones into alert zones, triggering fight or flight even when danger's gone. The amygdala, the brain's alarm bell, rings constantly, while other parts that regulate emotions and memory get disconnected. It's as if the body's internal map points nowhere but fear, confusion, and freeze mode. The surprising breakthrough is that trauma can be rewritten. Activities like yoga or neurofeedback act like a physical therapist for the brain's map, helping reconnect body and mind. Instead of feeling stuck, survivors can learn to read their body's language, regain control, and reclaim pleasure and trust. Trauma stops being a prison when the body rewrites the script it's been stuck on. If trauma hides in your body, how does it speak? Dr. Van der Kolk shows us trauma's silent language, and why listening is the first step to real healing. Van der Kolk recalls a patient with relentless stomach pain that baffled doctors. No physical cause was found, but the pain stopped when the patient began addressing childhood abuse in therapy. The body, he realized, carries messages trauma can't voice. Pain becomes a signal, a silent scream, a language of wounds that only the body knows how to speak. Trauma victims don't always tell their story with words. Their facial expressions, gestures, and posture often bear the burden of pain. Like a silent play, the body acts out trauma, revealing deep distress even when the survivor can't name it. Dr. Van der Kolk compares it to theater without a script, where the audience sees the tragedy before the actors do. Breath is trauma's secret doorway. When survivors learn to control their breathing, it's like flipping a switch in an overwhelmed nervous system. Breathing techniques activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's reset button, helping to calm hyperarousal and release stored tension. Van der Kolk calls this the natural medicine that puts the body back in balance without drugs. You think simply talking fixes trauma? Nope. Van der Kolk reveals why traditional therapy often hits a wall and what broke through for his patients. Van der Kolk found that many of his patients relived trauma during talk therapy, but never truly relaxed or felt safe. One woman, despite years of talk therapy, couldn't sleep because her body was stuck in fight or flight. This realization flipped a switch. Trauma wasn't just psychological, it was somatic. And that meant a new kind of therapy was desperately needed. Think of a symphony orchestra. Mind and body are instruments that must play in harmony. Trauma breaks the rhythm, making the sections play out of sync. Van der Kolk emphasizes that healing requires both mind and body to realign, like tuning instruments back together so music can flow. Ignoring the body's role leaves the psychological healing incomplete. By embracing neurofeedback, yoga, and EMDR, Van der Kolk witnessed rewiring of brains once frozen by trauma. These therapies engage the brain's neuroplasticity, the ability to adapt and rewire itself. Patients moved from mere survival to thriving, rediscovering joy and trust. It's a powerful reminder. Trauma's scars aren't permanent scripts, they're invitations to rewrite. Trauma shatters trust. Van der Kolk teaches us how real recovery lives in relationships. Sometimes the very thing that broke us becomes the thing that heals us. After combat, John felt like an island, even in crowded bars filled with friends. His trauma wasn't just about what happened, it was about the loneliness that followed. Van der Kolk's research confirmed that isolation worsens trauma, turning it inward like a silent poison. It's a cruel paradox. The harmed withdraw but need connection most desperately. In clinics from Boston to Amsterdam, Van der Kolk saw how safe, secure relationships function like antidotes. Trust built slowly, muscles relaxed, and brains relearned safety through human touch and consistent support. He compares this to planting seeds in cracked soil. Nurturing takes time, but with care, new growth is possible. Peer groups, drama therapy, even team sports gave survivors new social identities and a sense of belonging. These community-centered approaches activated joy and purpose beyond the trauma's shadow. What started as fractured lives slowly rewove social fabric, proving the body and brain crave connection as much as air itself. Here's the secret Van der Kolk always circles back to. Trauma survivors can live full, joyful lives. The body doesn't just keep score, it can reset the scoreboard. Van der Kolk describes neurofeedback sessions where patients watch brainwave patterns shift in real time, literally seeing their minds calm down. This biofeedback trains the nervous system to step out of chaos, reclaiming control bit by bit. It's a powerful proof. Trauma's hold isn't permanent, the brain can heal. Yoga, martial arts, even dance give trauma survivors a voice in their bodies again. One woman, who'd been frozen in fear for years, unlocked her ability to trust her limbs through simple movement. This reconnection isn't just physical but emotional, a reclaiming of self and agency that no talk therapy alone can grant. Lastly, Van der Kolk reminds us that you're not your trauma. That initial scene with John. Today he runs marathons and mentors new veterans. Trauma left scars, yes, but it also ignited a journey toward wholeness. The body keeps the score, but with the right tools it also tells a new story, one of resilience, trust, and reclaimed life. Remember John, sitting tensely in that room, his body screaming louder than words. Now imagine him breathing slowly in yoga class, relaxing muscles that once held invisible battles, laughing with fellow vets after a run. That's the power of understanding trauma as a bodily experience, not just a mental one. Trauma's grip loosens when you stop fighting silently and start listening to your body's signals. So tonight, try this. Next time tension rises in your chest, take a deep breath and notice where your body holds the story. It might just be your first step to rewriting it. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.